Okay, we look at the questions that I have given to you just now. All in already or not? Okay, all in. All right, so for the question just now, let me just get it. Have you all tried the questions already just now? Have you all tried it? Okay, so the first one, you look at the questions are rationale for sampling rather than using a census for every studies. Any issue with this, everybody? Any questions with this question? Can you all find the answers for this? Why we do sampling, all right, rather than census, okay? All right. Any question with this, everybody? Any questions? Can I get a response from all of you? Hello? Any questions? Why do we do sampling rather than census for every studies? Any questions there? All right. All right, why sampling, okay? Why sampling, okay? Why do we do sampling instead of census, okay? Because of the cost is less expensive than a census, and then the population is dynamic, all right? We cannot check all the items in the populations, okay? Contacting the whole population also very time consuming, okay? So this is very time consuming, all right? So census, and then the cost of studying. Excuse me. Hello? Sorry? Uh-huh. Sorry, I have this cold. Okay, now we'll continue. So any problem with question number 1? Because all this you need to know for your midterm. Is that clear? Some of this exercise, it will help you for your midterm, all right? So the next questions. All right, what is the difference between a probability sampling and a non-probability sampling? Which one is preferred by researcher? Explain. So any questions with this while you do your question just now? What is the difference between probability sampling and non-probability sampling? Okay, so you need to show what is probability sampling, all right? Okay. Probability sampling. All right. So this probability sampling, all right? For probability sampling, every samples have a chance to be selected as samples, okay? So probability sampling, we have these few sampling techniques, all right? Simple, random, stratified, systematic, clusters, and multi-stage, all right? And then for non-probability sampling, all right, non-probability sampling, we have convenient, judgment, quota, and snowball sampling, okay? So the next question there is compare which one is preferred by researcher. Explain. Anybody, which one do you choose? Probability or non-probability sampling? Okay, can each group of you show to me which sampling method you use? Can you show your screen and then you explain why? All right. Anyone? Can you show? Have you done anything on that? Have you decided which sampling method to use for your group? What is this? All right. So group 1, sampling method. Group 1, have you decided?
Yes. We use judgment sampling.
Judgment sampling. Why? Why? Why do you use judgmental sampling? Judgmental sampling is convenient sampling, yes or no? Yes?
No convenience sampling.
Judgmental is what? Purposive.
Yes.
Purposive. Why purposive? Why purposive sampling? Why purposive sampling? Okay, so that's not that question also, huh? So this one, judgmental or purposive sampling, is a probability sampling or non-probability sampling? It is a probability sampling or non-probability sampling? Hello?
Non-probability.
Yes, this is a non-probability sampling. Good. Okay, so why do you choose non-probability sampling? Why you choose non-probability sampling?
As we choose this sampling method, based on we think uh, uh, which would be suitable for our study.
It is suitable for your study. So, like, why you don't choose probability sampling? Why you choose non-probability sampling? All right. So you see, for probability sampling, every samples have a chance to be selected. And then for probability sampling, we must have a list of the sampling frame, yes or not? We must have a list of the samples, right? So in these situations, right, you are not able to obtain the list of your population, right? You don't know the sampling frame, yes or not? Okay, so you have to use non-probability sampling and it's only suitable for your studies, all right? And then you choose purposive sampling because you only choose those SME. Your case is what? SME using what? Is it SME or not? This one is SME or not? Which SME particularly? Which SME particularly?
SME in Cebu.
SME in Cebu, right? Got differentiate among them or not? No, all those SME, is it? All those SME, is it? Okay. So if it is every SME, then you don't actually, you can use convenience sampling instead of purposive sampling. Okay. All right. You only want to choose certain types of SME, then you use purposive sampling. Or if you every SME will do, then is purposive. Okay, or you only want to choose those SME, right? That can use this. What is that? That can use the e-com. That wanting to use e-commerce, have the opportunity to use e-commerce. Those certain SME they don't have opportunity to use e-commerce at all, right? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, now this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you decide yourself, whether you have to explain why you use purposive sampling. Okay. So group 2, Angela Su.
Yes, for our group, we choose the no probability sampling because our group cannot get the list of the students in detail, so we cannot use the probability sampling. So we also will choose the convenient sampling because because it is effective and easy to conduct on our research.
All right, convenient sampling. So you have to explain, and then, okay, next group, Jialing?
Yes.
Purposive, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Group 4, sing in your group. Like this group, group number 3, they have to use purposive because not everybody use boost pair. Is that clear? They only choose those who use boost pair. All right.
Okay.
And then this one, group number 4, which sampling method you're using?
Yes. Sampling.
Sorry?
Multi-stage.
Why you use multi-stage sampling? Yours is food delivery, right? Food delivery business. No, don't use multi-stage sampling, huh? You don't have to use multi-stage sampling, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think is more relevant to use, purposive or convenient? Xing Ying, are you there? Xing Ying, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
So have you all decided, beside multi-stage sampling, what sampling method you can use?
So maybe like the convenience.
Convenient, eh? Okay, actually convenient is easy to apply, huh? You can use convenient, but there is this limitation of generalization, huh? That you all should know, okay? All right, what about sample size? Have you all considered what method you're going to use to calculate your own sample size since there is no list, all right, available, right? I would suggest you all use G power if you want to, okay? G power, huh?
Lecturer, sorry. For group 1 sampling method, after discuss, we decide to change to the convenience sampling.
Okay,
yeah.
Method, all right. Then what about sample size? How do you all want to get your sample size? How do you all want to get your sample size? Which method? Have you all read through the notes? Which method you're going to use?
Maybe Rao-Soft.
Also, you need to know the populations. Also, you need to know the population. Do you know the populations or not? Don't know, right? You know the size of the population. We don't know the size of the populations, right? All right, have you all decided? You can use G power if you want to. That you don't need to know the size of the population, okay? So all right, here, sampling size, okay? All right, so we can hear this one. If you use this confidence level margin of error, you need to know the population size, all right? Okay, so based on this row scale, we need at least 30, not more than 500. And then this Krigi and Morgan table, we need to know the populations, okay? We need to know the populations. And this Rosov, do we need to know the populations or not? What is the population size? Okay. If, let me see, if don't know, use what? What is the figure, the one? Let's see. Okay. If you don't know, use 20,000. Okay. Okay, so you can use Rosov. Okay. Everybody, are you with me? Okay, here Rosov said, what is the size of the population? If you don't know, use 20,000. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the meaning that Rosov can be used. If you don't know, use 20,000. And then this one, select this one again. Okay, this one you can use also without the population. You use this 0.5. Okay, you use the score 1.65. Okay. Population portion of 0.5, use 0.5. Okay, this one also can use. And then this Yamani, you need the population, okay? All right, and then 10 time rules, you can use the 10 time rules, but 10 time rules, all right? For this 10 time rules, okay, you need to 10 time rules, right? You need the what is that? The items, no, you need to know which variable have the most item times 10, okay? So these are the sampling methods that you can use, all right? Or you can use G power, okay? This is the 10 time rules, all right? Any problem? Okay. So we have your sampling size, your sampling methods already, all right? So the next question that I have give you this morning is to compare what is cluster sampling and what is multi-stage sampling. All right. So the next one, compare, construct, and cluster and multi-stage. So you have to read what is cluster and what is multi-stage sampling, okay? Then you put down, all right? Cluster, if we break the samples, okay, into different cluster, and then you select the whole cluster from that, okay? Cluster, the most cluster use, this one, you select. Okay. So for cluster sampling, you select a group of cluster, you divide your population into different cluster, then you select a group of clusters, okay? So you can talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this cluster sampling, all right? And then multi-stage sampling, all right? It is done in several stages. You break the population into different clusters, then you select, okay, a region geographical within this urban. Then from that, all right, you select again until you reach your desired. Larger clusters are divided into smaller clusters, okay? There are more complex form of cluster sampling, which 2 or more stages in sampling samples. you divide the cluster in the first place into this county, then the statements, and then from the statement, you divide it into household again, and then from household, you pick into the individuals again. Is that clear? Then you talk about advantage and disadvantage of the multi-stage sampling. Okay, so this is examples of this probability sampling, which I did not show the last time, okay, because I feel that I need to add in the slides, okay? So these are examples, like you identify for probability sampling, right? We need to have a sampling frame, okay? And then, all right, without this sampling frame, you cannot use probability sampling, okay? So example, entire accounting degree student in MPI, and then you decide the sampling size, okay? Which one, all right? And then you select the most appropriate technique, which technique you want to use, simple random or systematic random or stratify or clusters, all right? And then make sure your samples is representative. You follow up by how many non-response, how many response, okay? So this is the probability sampling, okay? So in practical, actually very difficult to apply probability sampling because you need to have the sampling frame, okay? But it is good because you can generalize your results, your findings, okay? But it doesn't mean that we cannot use non-probability sampling when we cannot generalize, but we can justify why you use non-probability sampling, okay? All right. So for this non-probability sampling, all right, we have convenience sampling, all these judgmental, quotas, and snowball sampling, all right? So we have these quotas, and then we have judgmental, all right, purposive. A purposive is a non-probability select based on characteristic of a population and objective of the studies, like the group, they use the boost pair because they only want to choose those people who have mobile wallet, who use mobile wallet, so it becomes a purposive sampling, okay? And then there's these different types of purposive sampling, which I did not cover the last time, all right? So I will cover, okay? So this purposive sampling, all right, actually it depends. There are four cases, type extreme cases or deviant sampling. Purposive based on these extreme cases, unusual or special cases, enable to learn the most about the research questions. You study the deviant cases, researcher can gain a better understanding of the more regular patterns of behavior. They are looking at the extreme cases, so we call that one of these purposive. We purposely look at that. That is why we choose that. And then heterogeneous or maximum variation sampling. We want representing from different subgroup. So the purpose of this kind of sample design is to provide as much insight as possible into the event or phenomenon under examination. We purposely want the maximum variation sampling, okay? So that it will represent all the subgroup. So purposive sampling, we break down into different types, 4 types, okay? So one is we want to look at this extreme case, maybe like, for example, BRM. I just want to look at the female. I just want to study female students studying BRM. Okay, that's the extreme cases. If I have boy and girl, then it's a heterogeneous case. And then I just want to study BRM students only. Okay. And then another one is this homogeneous sampling. In other words, I just want the same characteristic people. Okay, so I use this purposive, like for the group who use boost pair, maybe they only choose people who use boost pair only, or they choose people who use e-wallet, up to them to decide. Then you must state why you choose this. Is that clear? So one such could elect for having a shared characteristic or set of characteristics. A team of researchers want to understand what the significance of whiteness mean to white people. So they ask white people about this. So they only choose the same all white people only. Is that clear? All right. And then critical case sampling, okay? What is this? All right. A type of purposive sampling in which just one case is chosen for study because the researcher expects that studying it will reveal insight that can be applied to other cases. It happens there, it happens everywhere. Is that clear? So critical case sampling, we just choose particular case, and then because if this case, in our that case, will represent the whole population, all right? So it happened there, it will happen everywhere. Just like people say, they choose UNIMAS University as the students as a representative of Malaysian students in university because in that university, you can get all the different ethnic groups, okay? Is that clear? You can get all the different ethnic groups. That's why you study there, it is the same for all the universities already, all right? So advantages of purposive sampling, all right? It is the only way to do research. That's why you have to use this purposive sampling, all right? Generalizability is questionable, but not easily generalized to entire population, okay? So for purposive sampling, the generalizability, all right, is questionable, but it can still be used. You can still be used, all right? So snowball sampling is where research participant recruits other participants for tests or studies. So this one we have gone through yesterday. Last week lessons, you contact one and then that person introduce you to another person, that give you your snowball. So you can see one become bigger and bigger. All right. So small ball allow study to take place, otherwise not possible. And then it also help you to discover characteristics about a population that you weren't aware exists. All right. So because people introduce you to another samples, illegal downloader or profit. All right. So disadvantage of snowball sampling, it is usually impossible to determine the sampling errors or make inference about population based on the obtained samples. All right. So another sampling which I haven't covered, all right, is this self-selected sampling. Sometimes you don't know where is your samples, all right, but you need this type of people, so you use this self-selected sampling. You publicize your need for cases, and then you collect those data from those who respond. Okay, you publicize your needs for cases. You collect data from those who respond. All right. So this haphazard sampling is convenient sampling. We have already gone through the reasons why I included here, so that give you more points so that you can justify yourself by using this convenient sampling. It's very simple. All right, helpful for pilot studies, for hypothesis generations. All right, data collections can be facilitated in short durations of time. All right, quick, it's very quick, and then cheapest to implement than other alternative sampling. Okay, so that is why we use this convenient sampling. Okay, it is simplified, easy to use. Okay, it is very helpful for hypothesis generation. Data collection can be facilitated in short duration of time. Okay, it is cheapest to implement. Okay, disadvantages of convenient sampling: high vulnerable to selection bias and influence beyond the control of the researchers. Okay, all right, because it is anyone, so there is a bias there. All right, high errors of these sampling errors, all right, little credibility due to reasons above. Due to this, because you pick anyone, so there is this bias there, okay, and then because of high sampling error, so it's of little credibility, but then that is the only way that you can use, okay. So for convenient sampling, if you don't like convenient sampling, you use purposive sampling, okay? One thing disadvantage of this convenient sampling is because of this creditability. People can say it's of less creditability. All right. So non-probability sampling. All right. You have to decide on a suitable sample size. Okay. So this non-probability sampling. All right. They set the rules are normally used in qualitative also. So you can use this quota sampling, purposive sampling, all right, self-selected sampling, convenience sampling, okay? So these are the different techniques of this non-probability sampling. And then summary, the choice of this sampling, actually it depends on your research questions and your research objective, okay? So the factors affecting sample size include the confidence that you need in your studies, the accuracy required, and the categories for analysis. All right. Okay, so remember what is the difference between probability sampling and non-probability sampling? All right. Probability sampling, all right, it requires a sampling frame and can be more time consuming. All right, it is time consuming. When a sampling frame is not possible, non-probability sampling is used. Okay, so when you don't have a sampling frame, right? Okay, all in now. So when sampling frame is not possible, right? Non-probability sampling is used. So remember, if you use this probability sampling, all right, you must have a sampling frame. So many research projects, they use a combination of sampling techniques. Okay, you can use, like for example, you can stratify your population, then later you use purposive sampling. Okay. So the choice of it depends. So again, it depends on the ability to gain access to the organization or to your populations. Okay, it depends on whether you can gain access to your samples or not. Sometimes it is not possible at all. Okay, so key difference between probability and non-probability sampling. I just go through this with you. Opportunity of selections. So for probability sampling, every population has an equal chance of being selected. Is that clear? Because you have the list of population. So you know that all these have a chance to be selected. For non-probability sampling, because it's unknown. All right. So some unit you are unable to be selected. Okay, some unit cannot be selected. All right. So basis of selections. Okay, we use random sampling. Can randomly selected participant without missing entire portions of the audience. Okay, random selections. All right. So this one, non-probability, the selection is not random, okay? It's non-exhaustive population list available, you don't know the list, so you cannot apply this random method. So for this probability sampling, all right, you can use statistical, the exploration of results to the entire population is possible. In other words, that you can do generalization, okay? So for this probability sampling, okay, you can do generalization. So non-probability sampling is analytical. You cannot generalize the results to the entire population with a high level of confidence, all right? Can be effective for generating ideas and getting feedbacks, okay? So the non-probability sampling, all right? We cannot generalize the results to the entire populations, all right? So the result for probability sampling, of course, if you can go for probability sampling because it is unbiased, but this non-probability sampling, it tends to be biased, all right? So any questions with this? Any more questions with this? Any more? Any questions on this? No, So tutorial, you all have done. State your probability methods, your sampling methods, and then your sample size, okay? All right. So any question with this, we finished the sampling, okay? Any more? Any questions on that? All right, so all of you have done. Sorry, yes, one question, Xu Ying.
No question.
No questions, Sample size, no problem, to determine, okay? So you all may start your chapter 3, and then questionnaire, everybody, have you developed your questionnaires? Questionnaire, yes? Hello?
Yes.
No questions, you all can do one. So if you have, okay. So maybe Thursday, you all must give it to me to look through, okay? If you have done it, and then let me see, now it's week. So we have our exam next week, Next week, 29, midterm, okay? And then, where is this? Thursday, okay? Thursday we'll go through, this is week 8, This week is week 8. All right, then you will have to hand in your draft week 10, can or not? Week 10, one group already handed to me. I haven't read through one, sorry. So you give that to me, and then we can do our presentation, okay? We do our presentation in either week 12 or week 13. Week 13, you have to do your assignment already. All right, so you probably will have to do your week presentation in week 12, then later you hand in week 13, okay? So I will give you the presentation template, PowerPoint, what are the things that you have to present, okay? All right. Any more other questions? Clear with your thing? Okay, so have you done the Google form question MCQ just now? Hello?
Yes.
Already done.
Sorry?
Already done.
Already done, no problem with that. Any question with that?
So far, no question.
So far, no question. So your assignments also no question, all going well? Yes? Yes, Okay, If that's the case, all right, I will only start the new chapters on Thursday. What I'll do remaining of the time, all right, I will give you another set of revision questions to do, okay? I will put it in the Google form. Okay, now, then the rest of the other time you use it to do your revision questions, okay? Any problem with that? Let me just get the questions, huh? You can do your discussion. You all will be able to get the answers, right? When you submit your question, is it? The MCQ one, no problem, huh? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, huh? Okay, huh? So you can check your own answers to prepare yourself, huh? You must know the question that you have done before, okay? Let me just give you another set of questions. Okay, so what is this? All right, I post the link here for the Google form and also in the group. So you all can do this revision questions. Okay, now for the rest of the time, so we will just finish here for today, all right? To prepare you for your midterm, okay? cannot get the link. What happened? Oh, why I cannot post? Okay, everybody can access the link, yes or not? Hello? Okay or not? Because I cannot paste on my WhatsApp group. I don't know why. Can you all access the link to the Google form for
No.
revision? Sorry? Cannot
No.
access,
It says the form is no longer accepting responses.
Oh, okay. Now I know the problem. That's why I said, how come like this? Okay, let me see what happened. I already changed. Oh. Okay, now can you see? Can get in or not? Now can?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, you do the questions. We will go through the final questions on Thursday. Okay. So we will finish for today. Okay. Bye bye.